everybody. How are you? I hope, can everyone see and hear me? Hi, Laura, Polly, Deborah, Polly, Cheryl, Marcia. It is so good to see you. Someone let me know if you can see me and if you can hear me. Oh, good. Yes. Okay. Because I'm coming to you tonight live from my new laptop. It came in 3 hours ago. And I opened it up and said, let's see if I can get it running enough to use it tonight. Because I thought it sure would be nice if I could come live to you on a reliable laptop. And it's real pretty. Let me show you. Hold on, I'm here. Here it is. Yeah, can you still see me? Here it is. Can you still see me? See if I'm back.
As soon as you move that camera around.
I accidentally pushed the off button.
No, then you're gone.
Then I'm gone?
You're gone.
Okay, what do I do?
You have to shut it down and start over again.
Can you see me now? Someone tell me if you can hear me say this. Oh, yes. Okay, good. All right, so here is the laptop. Here's the prettier picture. I can't show you any of your photos on it. I'm back. Good. And here's the keyboard. And look, all the keys have letters and things on them. I'm so excited. So I'm very, very excited. So let me now carefully try to put this back and I don't want to hit the off on button, because what I did is I turned the camera off last time. I got just a wee bit excited. So, but there's the new laptop and I can't wait. I'm going to try to see how fast I can get the OSB downloaded, and that's going to be the new live stream software, so that I can show you your pictures in a really quality way. But I tell you, even the screen I have right now is pretty darn good, and I'm excited. I went back and got the same kind. It's a Dell, but the nice thing about this is I said, I use this computer all the time, and I love coming to you with good enough equipment that we don't get cut off and you can see things well. So I just upgraded this one enough. And remember, I told you I got a refurbished machine and saved a lot of money. And it came in, it looks absolutely new. So, and it has a great 2-year warranty plus eBay warranty, the whole thing. So it's certified refurbished. So I know that if it has a little kink in it, I can send it right back and it'll be fixed free. So I'm very excited, and it came about 3:30 today, or well, no, 4:30. 4:30 it came. So we got just enough downloaded that I could do the stream from it. So hopefully we won't get cut off as long as my fat finger doesn't hit the on-off button. But I'm so glad to see you. Luckily, I came down last night and worked on our landscape. Now, some of you, it's a Dell Inspiron 5000, and I'm really tickled that because it has the latest processor. It has Intel Iris X graphics, so that's a better graphics, so I can, when I start using the new live stream, it should show. And it's got a good size memory. So I wanted to make sure, well, Dells are tough machines, and that's what I need, because I tote this thing. I've got a basket. I've got this basket, and this computer gets toted upstairs, downstairs, bumped around, set up. And that's the one reason I wanted the solid state RAM, because it doesn't have any moving parts. So if it gets bumped, it's not going to get upset. So anyway, I'm excited. I'm here. We got the new machine. So hopefully, because there were 2 days this week that the old machine was totally frozen up. I mean, totally frozen. Forget doing any, it was a boat anchor. And so Mark somehow kept messing with it until he found a way to reload the Microsoft, get the updates or something going. And yay. So if you have written me for free patterns, I just got the Outlook, which is my email, changed over, or actually it comes up from Microsoft somehow. Don't ask me how, but I've got my email set up so that I will be able to send out free patterns. I was trying to keep up with them, but when my machine froze, it was kind of, that was it. It felt so odd. I felt cut off from the world. It was crazy. But anyway, and got my water handy because I'm so excited. I'm very thirsty. Got my red grapes there for me. That's my fruit is now my snack of choice. Well, thank you, sweetie. I made this and I couldn't wait to wear it. So, I told y'all about I've got these new beads and I'll show you more on Sunday. But I'm having such fun making jewelry. When I was raising kids, I was on such a tight budget that getting a nice new shirt or getting a necklace was outside the budget. And, those are the new jewels I bought. Thank you. And they look great. So I'll show you Sunday how I made it. But I tell you what, it is nice. I'm on a very tight budget, but I can afford to do little things here and there for myself. And it's so nice. And because of y'all, I try to look my best. I don't always succeed. That's what it means to be 64. I'm going to turn 65 in a few months. Oh my gosh, the phone calls. We had a woman come up to the door the other day. And so Mark said, well, I'll give her your information. And if she wants to know more, she'll contact you. Oh, no, I'm going to come back by. Well, she does. She's going to get the cold shoulder. And so anyway, that's what happens when you get ready to turn 65. Oh, Cheryl, we're just a month apart. That is exciting. In fact, I'm older. You're younger, Cheryl. Darn. But boy, when you get ready to turn 65, everybody and their uncle wants to know you because they want to sign you up for Medicare. So anyway, yeah, and you're looking real good, Cheryl. I'm going to tell you that almost everybody looks younger than me. So let's get over here and let's start. Oh, Deborah Donnell, 70. Honey, you don't look it at all. I thought you were my age for sure. So, and Deborah Donnell is going to have rotor cuff surgery. So we're going to be thinking about you, sweetheart. And as soon as somebody can let us know, maybe I will try to give you my cell phone so y'all can let me know how you do after your surgery, okay? Because we're going to be thinking about you. Laura, 66. We're all right there in that age. Isn't that great? I love it. At the age in life when we can do what we want. That's pretty nice. Linda, 75. You're a very young, creative 75. I've got to tell you. So I just love y'all to bits. Well, I'm glad you're here. And I started working on this and started looking at the photos. I should have printed some pictures out for myself. Pardon me while I pop this grape in my mouth. I'm trying to hold it in my hand and talk. And if I didn't have my hands, I would be mute. So, I have to use my hands. But anyway, okay. Now, let me make sure I have everything. I was running around. I thought, I can't cancel tonight, but boy, do I need to get this computer going. So I'm so tickled we did it. Marsha's 66 too. Yay. Yeah, we're all right in the same family. We could be sisters from a very big family. So I'll tell you what I've done since I last saw you. You know that I had the muslin, and I just tore it to a size I liked, okay? And then I took and I ironed fusible interfacing on the back of it. Can you see the fusible? In fact, here's a little piece sticking up. But I ironed the fusible interfacing on the back. That's very important. When you start doing your thread painting and stuff, you don't want it crunching all up and shrinking all up. Oh, it's been postponed? Oh, darling, upper spine issues. Oh, yes, I would love to talk to you, sweetheart. So I'll send you an email, and that way we can chat, because I'm concerned about you. And you know, I just got through surgery a couple months ago. So boy, I've been there and done not that particular one, but of my own interesting surgery. So, okay. So I took this, and remember, you get to make yours whatever size you want. And I like keeping a bolt of muslin around because I use it as the foundation for all my art quilts. So anyway, but now I've got the fusible interfacing, and in fact, oh, here it is. I thought I might have put it away. I keep a good amount of that on hand too, because I put it behind any quilt that I do thread painting on, that I do any of my collage, landscapes, confetti, whatever that. I like putting it on the back because now this fabric, see, it's got some weight to it. It's not so flimsy. All right. Now, once I put the interfacing on the back, I'm going to bring the lamp over and show you that I finished drawing the scenes on it, okay? So I finished drawing the mountains, the water. I finished drawing where the meadow's going to be. And remember I told you I thought I was making my tree too big? So what I did, and I drew everything in ink, because don't forget, this is going to be covered. You won't see this. So what I have done is redrawn it and taken and put X's where the old was, okay? It's just that easy. If you used a pencil, you could erase it. But since I used pen, and you know what I find? When I use pencil, I tend to rub it off because I'm up close and personal. Pat is here. Oh, Dolores Fagan is here. Hi, sweetie. You can use any weight that you have. This is a nice medium weight. But let's say you had a really thin interfacing, put 2 layers. So I wouldn't do too much heavier because you're going to be doing a lot of thread painting, but you do want something. And remember, you don't put backing on this until you're ready to quilt it. You do all your thread painting with possibly a layer of muslin on the back, like an intermediate layer, I sometimes call. But then not until you're ready to do the final quilting do you put backing on it. Because you don't want the thread painting you're going to be doing, you don't want that showing through your quilt. So anyway, I've gotten it drawn. And you know what I did to really help me? I would focus on what block am I working on, and I would fold it down to where all I could see was that block, and then drew what I needed to draw in that block. And I hope you have practiced. No, you can hand embroider on this weight easily because it's just the muslin and a medium weight interfacing. It's not like buckram. You know, those get really thick and tough. But anyway, so I would just fold that section. Then that way, I know it's this section right here. And see how, let me get it a little bit closer here. Hold on, I'll show you. Whoops, let me get a little further up. Whoops, nope, let me see. Okay, so this is the square I'm working on. I fold the paper to where that's all I see. Okay, let me distract y'all just a little bit by closing out some of this. And so with this square right now, I draw what I see here. And now I didn't actually draw the trees here, but I can just go like this. And this is just to remind you that those are trees. But you can see where the waterfall came down, and you just look and go, okay, that's about a third of the way. So I do it about a third of the way. Over here, it gets a little bit lower. And in fact, I think I made it a little bit wider, but I can bring it down a little smaller. But then I did this over here, and this is the tree line right here. So you can see how I drew what was here, I drew it there, okay? And it's that easy. Let's say I wanted to make this quilt twice this big. Then my block would be twice that big, but I still would just draw. In that block, I would draw what's on this block. So do you see how easy it is? I really think this is the best method. My daughter taught this to me because she went to college. I didn't finish college. She went to college, and this is what they did in her art class. So, okay. I'm trying to decide which way to put this. I think this one maybe should go on top. But anyway, I decided that, whoops, now let me go back out. I decided that I wanted a medium sky to go on this one. And let me see. Okay, the sky is going to go down to about right here. So this is a good basic sky. And then I thought I'm going to cut one of the clouds out of this and put here, and one of the clouds out of this to put on the right-hand side. So now let me do that. And to first, let me find the clouds I want on this fabric. I love this fabric. It's a nice sturdy weight. Okay. And I'll show you the shape of the clouds I used. Okay. See, they're just kind of horizontal little worm-like clouds. So here is a great one right here. And I save my selvages. I'm going to do something with them one day. I don't know what. So what I'm going to do is pull that selvage off so I can get to this. And I'm just going to rough cut it out right now. I don't like to cut it fine in particular until I have it loose from the fabric it came out of. Okay, so there's that one. That's for one side. Now I want to find another one for the other side. And I really like this. Let me see. Is there one? I like that. This one's, well, and this is where it gets particular. It's what you want. Let me see if there's one near an edge. I try to use the ones nearest the edge if they will work, because I think this one might work, because that way I'm not wasting fabric. You know me, I'm cheap. I've told y'all that. This time I'm going to take a little more of this fabric, because there's two in this. Well, no, now I won't use that bottom one. I tore it wrong. Okay. So I'm just going to take this All right. Always leave, when you tear fabric, always leave enough so that you know you're fully going to get that piece. Okay, so now I'm just going to kind of cut around here. Now you can take your own white fabric or your pale, pale, pale blue fabric, and you can take that and cut out. You don't have to use sky fabric. I just thought, hey, why not? See, and I'm going to finish cutting this out and then glue this on. And what you do when you're working on these landscape quilts, try to start at the top and work your way down. Because if you start at the bottom, we get so excited about starting down there, and then often we will get it all out of whack. We'll spend too much space on the bottom, and it won't be the right ratio. So start at the top and work down, and that way, you know, you can pull this back and do things, and then when you finally see, I only glued the sky fabric on the very top, okay? And that way I can look back up and see where I need to be. Like right here, it shows me this cloud should be about right there. Okay? Any questions? Hi, Michelle. So good to see you, sweetheart. So good to see you. But anyway, do you see the cloud there? And I think it looks pretty darn good. And you see I leave just a little bit of blue around to kind of blend it in, because now this time I'm using tacky glue because I forgot to bring over my regular glue. So I'll just put enough just to hold it in place good. Little tiny, I kind of bump it so they barely have little tiny dots of glue. Okay. And then I will look back under. Yep, supposed to be right here. And then place that down. Okay. Now while I have, let me go ahead too and glue this down. Come on. Whoops. Okay. One thing I do like about tacky glue, it's a lot more expensive, so I normally don't use it, but I do like how fast it holds. So it's faster than white glue. All right. Now, I'm supposed to put the other cloud right here. Okay. Yeah, I was thinking of using this cloud too. Although, you know what? It's a replica of that one, so I'm glad I didn't. Okay. This is when I love, if you have arthritis, consider getting a pair of these. Fiskars makes them in a black handled one. These I got off of Tooltron and love them. Okay, let's see. Now this one, it came all the way to the edge of the fabric, but I will just make that edge with my own scissors. And I don't want all of this, so what I'm going to do is figure out where to cut around. Just use my own imagination. But this is why it's fun. Remember when I told you it's kind of like playing with construction paper? It's a lot of fun. And you get to decide just how you want it to look. Okay. Okay. Here is the next one. And I'm wondering if I don't think I want, I thought about putting it where the seam is, but I really don't want to bring more attention to that seam. So I'm going to put it right here where it's supposed to be. And just try to just dot, little dots of glue. And then put it here. Let me see. Did I? Yep, I did good. Okay, so there are my two clouds. Now, you can always put another one in. In fact, I might, let me see. Oh, no, I got big mountains here, so that's why I didn't put more in. But I might come back later. I can always come back and add. So I'll put that over there. So I've got my sky. I wanted something. This fabric I have used so much. It's a batik, and it is amazing. The striations in it. And in fact, let me show you what I'm going to use for my water, because I'm going to try to replicate. And this has all uneven striations. So, hi, Alberta. Nice to see you. So anyway, this is I'm going to use for the water, because let the fabric do the work. You've got plenty to do. And there was some sky that had tiny, I didn't want that many clouds in it. And this, my hand dye, I'm going to save, because this is going to be wonderful as snow on the mountains. So I think this is great. And this is just stuff that this could be great on a mountain too. These are just things I've collected over the years. Go looking in my bins, see what I've got. The thing I love so much about landscape quilting is it takes very little fabric to do landscape quilting. So it's wonderful for your scrap bags. And this way, normally when you make a regular quilt, you have to buy 1 to 3 yards, sometimes more. But with this, little fat quarters of different fabrics that you think would look really pretty in a landscape, that's all you need for this. This is my style. So now the next thing I'm going to do is I need fabric for my 2 mountains. And one of them has to be a light periwinkle. It's farther away. With things that are farther away kind of fade out, okay? This one's going to be a darker periwinkle, then with light green and darker green as it gets closer to us. So let me get my periwinkle. Yes, I thought I can't miss tonight's, because part of me was like, oh, I just want to play on the new computer. And I went, nope, you're not going to keep those ladies waiting. So I'm being a good girl. Okay. These were given to me, and they're 6-inch blocks. And see, I take anything. Somebody wants to give this away, that's terrific. So, I'm thinking light periwinkle, and this will be the darker periwinkle, because I don't want to go this dark. And I would rather not just use, this doesn't have any modeling in it. There's nothing that looks exciting about it. I may use it, but probably not. Now, one thing I need to do, hold on just a second. I forgot to print out the picture that I use for this. Oh, I don't even have it on here. That's one of my, I will have to download my pictures later. Oh, okay, so I'm winging this, guys, because I forgot to print out the picture that the composite that I want to use. So, right now, I'm going to do this. Now, you know what? I'm looking, and this mountain has so much snow on it, I think that it has so much snow on it that I think I can go ahead and use this light periwinkle. What I'm going to do, let me make sure what size I need to cut. Okay. If some of that glue is stuck it down far closer, you can just, all right. Now remember, yes, you've drawn these, but this is a suggestion. You can change it. By moving this back, I can see how big I need to make this. So I can go in here and I know that I need it to be 9 inches wide by 5 and let's say 6 wide, because remember we tuck it under. The next layer goes on top, okay? I'll show you that in just a second. So I need 9 by 6. Okay. All right. And I like to make the very best use of my here. And then I'm going to estimate that looks at least 9 inches. Making sure I don't cut anything off. Okay. Like I don't, sometimes when I lay my fabric on some of the background fabric, then when I do that, unfortunately, I have been known to cut the background fabric. And I don't want to do that. So, okay. I hope you can see good enough. Oh, you wanted to play on the computer too. You are a sweetie. I tell you what, I think she already knew all that Cheryl does. But if not, she's my best student ever because she does amazing landscapes. And she has like she can have a folk art quality to her quilts that is just enchanting. I love it. All right. So now what I'm going to do, I'm not going to use the ink pen because I'm going to use some tailor's chalk because this edge is going to show. It was fine to use ink on the foundation, but this edge is going to show. So what I'm going to do now, this is the way I do it, but you can do it any way you want. Okay. I'm going to take, and the highest peak is right here. I can tell from right there. This is a little chalk marker, and I love it. I use it more for art quilts than anything else. So this is the highest peak, and I'm just kind of following this. But if you want, you can use a light box to trace this. But I know that it doesn't have to be perfect because it's my own artwork. Okay? So let me see here. Now I'll put it up here more. And I want to rub off the chalk here, bring this down a little bit. This is more of a peak. Okay, that's much better. So then wherever I don't want, you just use your finger and I need to get my lighting just right. Let me see. If I did this way, would it work better? I don't know. It's not quite right. Let's see. Maybe this might work. But I'm just coming down. This is my peak right here. So I need it to be a little narrower. But you see, I just take my finger, rub off where I don't want, come back in, draw it sharper where I do want. And see how I kind of just turn and squidge the mark, and rub off right there where I don't want. And then I just kind of twist and turn this one so that I can get that craggy look. And this one's going to go over more and then come up more. Yeah, it's got to come over more. So I'll rub this off. Whoops, I'm in too far now. You can't see me. Sorry. Whoa. Okay. All right. So I'm coming down and I do one little bump out. Then I do another little bump out. Now, and like I said, if not, take this, put it on a light board. Take it, put it on a light board, and you can trace it right to the fabric. Because, listen, I understand. If it makes you nervous, you're less likely to do it. So, and then just come down at an angle like this, like this, like that. Okay, so I feel good enough about this now that I'm going to go ahead and cut this out. So I've got the chalk line, and I'm going to go ahead and cut this out. And remember, just zigzag your scissors too, so you can get a nice, rough, craggy edge. Because in nature, there really are hardly ever any straight lines. And the zigzaggier you get it to look, the better. Okay. And now I'll come down from here. And just make your hand like you've had way too many coffees today. Way too many espressos. Or Earl Grey teas. Whatever is your caffeine of choice. All right. Now I'm just going to hold this up. But let the scissors do the work. And then that way, when you go to stitch it down, you just follow the edge that you made with the scissors. Okay. So now, you see how I did a pretty good job of following it, but I made it a little bit more my own. So, and that's absolutely fine. Okay. All right. So now all I have to do is bring my sky back down. And you will get some threads here and there. Just get rid of those. I'm going to bring the sky back down and press it good. And you notice I still do not glue the bottom edges of the sky because I'll be flipping this back and forth. Then now I want to press this and peek under here. Okay, it goes right. And I can take my little chalk marker and go up and say, yep, the top of that mountain starts here. Then the top of this one is about here. And this one is right below that cloud. Okay. So I might move my mountain down a little more because I don't, well, you know what? It kind of would be cool if it was behind the cloud, but that's okay. All right. I'm going to move it. Well, maybe I'll just move my cloud. I hate to move my cloud. Hey, I like that. Now the cloud is a little bit in front of the mountain. That gives you a sense of depth. So, you know what they say, there are no mistakes, sometimes just happy accidents or design changes. So I am going to tuck that. That way the cloud comes right over the mountain. I like that very much. Okay. Looks good everywhere else, so I'm just going to put a few dots only at the top because I've got to be pulling it back and forth. So when it comes to doing the snow, shapes. I'm probably going to use a light box because that's going to be tricky. That is going to be tricky. But I'm not going to do that right now. I'll do that next time. Right now, what I want to do is put the dark periwinkle hill here. So let me get one of my 6-inch squares of the darker mottled. And this is not going to have snow on it. So that's why the color difference has to be pretty strong, because it's trying to show you that it's much closer. Okay. I wonder, oh, that looks real good. Let me see if I can put this little lamp up here. Hold on one second, guys, because it did a lot better when I got the light up higher. Okay. All right. All right. So now what I'm going to do is this is going to kind of be this shape here. It's going to look like this. So now there it comes. Let me see. Oh, there it is. So it's up here. It's kind of coming along here. And it's kind of going up here. My cloud was bigger than I thought. Okay, then I come down like this. So this is the basic placement of my closer mountain. And I've just done, I don't know if you can see, let me see. What I've done here, whoops. What I've done is drawn in the line for the closer mountain. Okay, so now I'm going to put this here, and I know the peak is going to be right around here. So I'm going to, and I want it to definitely be in front of the farther away mountain. Now, I know that the edge of it's going to stop about right here. So I'm going to kind of draw it. I'm going to kind of draw it in by looking, whoops. I'm going to draw it in by looking at this. This is my dark periwinkle, okay? Hi, everybody. It is so good to see you. If anybody has any questions, ask again, and I will try to answer. I'll try to look and answer. So right now, I'm just kind of doing a little bit of a jig-jaggy, but a kind of a calm. This one is the real craggy one. This one is a lot more weathered down. Okay, so now I have drawn this one, and I'm going to cut it out. Okay. And this one doesn't have as sharp of crags. It's more of a, a sloping, shaky, you don't want it too soft, but you don't want it as craggy because it's been worn down by the weather just a little bit more. Okay, I'm going to try to make more of a point on this one. And I want each mountain to have its own personality. And I do love the periwinkle. It's just really pretty. All right. Now let's see how this looks. Okay, I need to come in. How are we doing? Is it working out? I wish I had better light. It looks, I guess it's okay. Mark just came down to see how the computer was doing, guys. So I want to change this. This is too much like a triangle. So what I'm going to do is come in a little closer and then be able to zoom out, kind of I want the mountain to kind of come in and then go out and have a little bit of a more of a flat area. So I might have to come back on this peak and cut this back just a little till I get the shape, just what I want. Now let's say that I still can't get the shape and to be something that I want it to be. Do not even worry, because I have more of that fabric and I can make it again. Because remember, it's just fabric. So, okay. It's just fabric. All right. So here we go. Let's see if this is a little bit better. Oh yeah, because see how now I have this where it comes down and kind of jogs back out a little. I like that a lot. Okay. All right, I like it. So now what I'm going to do is glue that down. And a lot of times, if I want to glue it down but not lose my place, then I'll fold back 1/2, spread out that glue a little. Okay, so do that 1/2, then fold back this half, and that way you know you're not losing the location that you liked. Okay, now bring that part down. And white glue, I happen to be using a little bit of tacky glue because I forgot to bring my white glue bottle over here. And then I always like to take the iron and give it a little ironing to make sure it's nice and flat and to kind of dry that glue. That way, if I move things around, it's already reasonably dry. Okay, so let's see. Let me grab a few more things. This part, in some ways, is the fastest part, but it can be the most boring because what we're doing is color blocking right now. So we're just color blocking, all right? So now what I need to do is I want to have something for this pasture, and it needs to be on the lighter side. Oh, I just found my white glue. Here we go. We need something on the lighter side, and this scrap came from a cityscape, and I think it might. Maybe this would work for the top of this. I'll see. Because I want it lighter at the top and then to be darker as it comes down. And it's going to be, it's going to be way up here. Okay. Well, let me think. That might work. I can use one of these. These are scraps that I had from a quilt I made. Oh, I kind of like this one. This might work pretty good, although this is more even. Or maybe I will do it in a series. So I could start with the lighter at the top, because that's farther away. Then come down to a medium. And then, or maybe go from that to this to this. So that's what I've got to figure out. And let me see. It's going to come in. Let me get my chalk. I love chalk markers because that way I can mark things and rub it right off if it doesn't work. So this mountain comes up here, this hill. I'm sorry, it's just a hill. And this is the grassy hill. So it's going to come right across. Let me peek. Okay. By the drawing, this was going to come right across here. Okay. And it's going to, pardon me, it's going to stop here where the water starts coming down. So now I'll erase that out. Okay. So this is where and then come down here more. And then, okay. So a little bit lower than I first was thinking because I want these two to be definitely bigger. Okay? You think which one looks too bright to you? You tell me that would be good to know. I could even use this, might be something good. But which one? Is this one too bright? I love y'all giving me advice. This is wonderful. Hi, Alexis. It's so good to see you, sweetie. This one, okay. So we'll pull that out. And I'm even wondering, look at this for far away. Yes, it's a specific design, but maybe that's a good thing. Let's see what this looks. It's a little duller because, you know, when you go farther away, or I could turn over to this side. Maybe I'll do that. It looks like this one's darker, so maybe this one on this side would be good. Have that kind of start here. Let me go ahead. Let me do this. The only way I'm going to know. Oh, let me move this one out of the way. Okay. And I love y'all's input because this is, you know, I always wanted to have like a little group of people we get together and to sew with, and that's what this seems like. So I love it. All right, so this would come down here, then come up over here. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is cut this one. This one's going to be a little bit softer because it's green because it's got grasses and trees and bushes growing on it. Okay, so let me cut along this edge that I cut. Okay, and I put it on the back side so it's even more pale. So this is the first part of this green mountain. Then maybe I will bring this one in next. This might be good. Okay, and so I'm just going to let me see. If you have any more suggestion, yeah, they are. You're right, Laura. Good job. And so this one, and this is where get your scissors and just cut and have fun. And like I say, if you cut too much, then get another piece. It's all good. Okay, let's see. That might look good. I think I want a little bit more of an indentation here. But like I told you, this is all just kind of cutting and gluing, and it's all easy. Now, I like that. For right now, the white glue doesn't hold it on nearly as good as the tacky glue, so I'm just going to pull this back, put a couple dots to hold it, give it a press. Okay, then I'm going to come in. This is the one. Yeah, that is too bright. Ooh, this might be good. This might be good. I don't know. What do you think, Cheryl? Laura, what do you think? This might be really good. Oh, is the audio a problem? Let me see. No, it should still be here. It's showing up on my camera anyway. That's how I usually know if my audio is still working. Yeah, it's plugged in too. So now how about if this brings in the bottom part of this? So let's see. It's going to come out here to the water. So I would bring this here. Look underneath. I've got to know where this edge stops. Also, bring my picture up. Ah, this would be good to have this because I'm going to have a tree line here. So this will give me a little bit of darkness. Come on. All right. So got this. And then the water is going to come in right here. Okay. I'm going to want this to go over to the edge of the water. So it's going to, peeking under and seeing. Okay, so that would go there. And then, Okay, let me now cut this. Oh, thank you. I tell you what, it comes from 30 years of quilting. So it's something you just gather up over time. And let me tell you, when people offer you fabric, take it. You might think, what in the world would I do with that? Oh, you'll find something. Okay, now let me pull this off. And I want this, it's got to go here. Let me do the line on here so I don't have to keep pulling it back to look. Okay. All right. So I need it to come up to there. All right, here we go. So I kind of like that. It gives a lot of movement. It gives a lot of movement to the quilt. And I'm not going to cut too much off here because remember, everything, the water is going to go on top of this. So we go right here. And the water is going to come around here. Now, okay, here we go. The water's going to come right around here. I like this. I like this. It gives the mountain a lot of shape. I think I'm going to pull a little bit more away from this so it doesn't look like too much of a hump. Okay, let's see. I like that. I like it. All right. So now I'm happy with that one. And let me then put some glue right here. All right. Now I still have to fill in from here. I'm going to draw a line. So here's the line that I have to fill in. I'm wondering, I'm thinking about using one of my dark greens. I don't know. I'm thinking. Okay. All right, so if I were to put this here, this part is going to be the tree line, part of that tree line, and trees can get right dark. And it would go down to about there. I don't know what to do with right here. That's the only problem. Let me see. All right, this will probably be the last part of this that I'll do tonight. But this is not bad. We've now got our mountains and we've got our mountains in our clouds and our sky. So if you can work on that for next week, I think that would be pretty good. Okay. I think I'm going to trim this back a little. Let me, hold on a second. Think if, yeah, let me try it this way. All right. I tend to always want to go this way, but I'm trying now to do this way. I'm going to put a couple drops of glue and look at this, kind of just examine it again. The line's going to come across here, and then the lake starts right here. And I'm going to end up putting in somewhere, I have got some great stand of tree fabric that I'll be putting in here too. So I'm going to enjoy that. But I've got all kinds of little stuff I can use. So this will give me some good background, because think of this in that way. That these are the blocking, and then I can add other kinds of fabric on top. And don't forget, I can color on top. I can color, use my ink tints on top. I can use I can use confetti on top, and I can use thread painting. So I've got a lot of tricks still left. Right now, it's just locking in the color. And I pushed back so that I could show you what we've got so far. So, one thing that concerns me right now, it looks like the mountains are blending a little too much with the sky. I think once I add the snow on top of that mountain, it'll look better. So, and then you know what? I can always come in and add some scraps or some threads. So we're just about, I think we have a great, great start. All righty. Well, 8:30 is going to be quitting time for me. So I think I'm a few minutes over, but I've shown you how to do the clouds. I've shown you how to get some mountains started. And now we're going to work on that green hill. Do not worry too much if right now the mountains are looking a little pale, because what this quilt to me means we're going to have such fun with the meadow in front. So we don't want the mountains competing with the meadow. They're a nice filler, a nice background. And when we start working on the meadow flowers, it's going to be so much fun. So I'll be back next Thursday. I'm sorry I couldn't show you some of your pictures. Oh my gosh. Wait till you see Jody's. She has about finished she calls him Frankie, her Frankenstein. It is so poignant. It will choke you up. It's so beautiful. So I will show you that next week too. All right. I think we've covered enough this week to keep you busy. And I'm so glad that we're back to doing this. So take good care of yourself. and do something good just for you this week. And if you can, I'm doing this slow enough that I'm hoping that you'll try to jump in. And if you have any questions, feel free to write me at our time. Whoops, let me make sure I'm actually typing it. All right. Our time to quilt. This keyboard's really nice on the new laptop. Our time to quilt at whoops, not number. I've got to learn where everything is at twc.com. And I can send you, come on. Oops, there. I can send you a pattern. Write to me with any questions you might have, and I'll be glad to help you out. And I'll see you next Thursday. Well, actually, I'll see you Sunday first. But next Thursday, we'll pick right back up where I left off. Okay? Take good care. Mwah. Stay safe. Wear a mask. Get vaccinated. Take care, y'all. You're the best.